Hey guys, it's Brandon here with Investment Joy. I am trying to load up the Facebook stream. So we're doing a stream today to mostly talk about how do you get a business on this Black Saturday. Is it Black Friday? So anyway, I've got to load this up. We said we were going to start at 10 o'clock today, and it is now 10:02. So we're loading up the stream real quick. Happy to have everybody on here that is on here. Just trying to load up this Facebook feed. I don't do Facebook on my phone near enough. We've got four separate phones here at the office, and we're streaming on them. Lots of exciting things to do and talk about when it comes to business acquisition. We got a lot of really cool stuff, so I'm excited to share it with you guys. Just give me a second to load up this stream. Otherwise, I'm just going to click the start button. But I know that generally speaking, we got a lot of people that I haven't talked to on both Facebook and TikTok in a long time. I see, this microphone's really hot. Sorry. But we're going to answer questions. I see Ryan on YouTube. I see Shane on YouTube. I see Philip on YouTube. I see, oh my gosh, a whole bunch of people on TikTok. Holy crap. How did I get started with this company? You want to be like me on TikTok? Oh my gosh, tons of people on TikTok. 200, 300 people on TikTok right now. So just go click the live button. I'm sorry, guys. To buy a business this year. Okay. It's just an event not scheduled. Okay, we're going to fix this real quick. All right, we're going live on Facebook as well, so long as, okay. I'm going to be doing the really smart thing and grabbing a bunch of money on my desk to set the camera up. So, all right, we're live on Facebook, YouTube, TikTok. So excited to have y'all here. So pretty much what we're going to do in this stream, holy crap, I have 1,000 people on TikTok right now. So in this stream, we're going to talk about how do you get a laundromat? How do you get a car wash? We could talk a little bit about like how do you buy a large roofing firm like I've done this year. But the goal here is to demystify for everybody watching the stream, how do you go about getting the money to buy a business? How do you go about getting the location itself? I'm going to really try and do a no holds barred conversation because I know there's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of people don't know that you can go and get money either from the government or private investors to go buy a business. Now, tell me in the comment section, two questions right now. Where are you watching this from? I always love seeing all the people that watch these streams. And then number two, did you know that in the United States, it is very much legal to just go get a private investor or get money off the government to go and buy a business? Let me know in the comment section if you knew that. Because in the stream, my goal is to demystify that, talk about how you actually, boots on the ground, how do you go about doing that? And just talking about a little bit about my story and how I've gone about these things. Because for me, it took from 2006. That's when I started. I wanted to get into these things till 2013. So that was 7 years? It took me 7 years to figure out how do you get money to go out and buy businesses, how to buy investments. So I started off with my first rental property back in 2013 for $23,000, which even then was like $23,000 out of pocket. That was pretty much all I had to go buy my first property. But rather than buying my first property, I thought, I've got 25 grand to spend. Why don't I take that money and figure out how to go get private investors? So I took my $25,000, started my process of I want to go find an investor. And within like a year and a half, my $25,000 turned into over 400 grand just in investment capital. And then I came out with the realization that I really didn't need a lot of my own money to go out and buy real estate or laundromats, car washes, or anything. You have to be able to build a plan, and you have to be able to go out and pitch people. Go find private investors. Go talk to banks. Go talk to people that have the money, because you don't have to buy and spend money out of your own pocket to go and get these things. So let me go through the comments real quick and see where everybody's checking in from. California, North Carolina, Michigan, Tucson, Arizona, Colorado, Virginia. Dude, I don't know where Dude is. North Carolina, very cool. On YouTube, Huntsville, Alabama, New Jersey, Indiana, Toronto, Canada, very cool. So am I going to buy stolen land? No, not at all. You'll never amount to much if all you throw out in the world's negativity and problems. So, Stoutsville, nice. 2 miles down the road, Mark Kelly's checking in. As an introvert with no social connections, how do you find private investors? We'll go over that in the stream. So just stick around, cheap nomadic, and we'll go over it. So let me know in the comment section. Do you know? Because I appreciate everybody. You told me where you're checking in from. I want to know. Do you know that you can go out and get private investors or government money to go and buy a business? We're going to talk. Oh, you might be at the store. Oh, yeah. Okay, I remember, laundromat, what should pay 10 times revenue? Absolutely not. 10 times revenue is a 10 cap, and a loan right now for a laundromat's going to be in the 8%, so you're only getting a 2% spread. Real quick answer on that one, Lee. So no. So New Holland, Ohio. Wow, everybody from Pickaway County is checking in. Hopefully you're on the Pickaway County side, not the Fayette County. Cool, very cool. So we've already had, 3,000-4,000 people check in on the stream. So anyway, I want to talk on the stream about going out, getting private investment money, going out, getting government money to go buy your business. And just generally speaking, on the boots on the ground, how do you find a location? Hey, Brian, you trust what you want your first one to be other than stocks and 401k. If you're in stocks and a 401k, you're doing the right thing. Because one of the things that I've talked about on social media is buying a business or real estate's not for everybody. There are people that just are not cut out for managing other people. Because when you build a business, there's never going to be an easy way out. And I don't want you guys to be misled in this. From my perspective, there's no such thing as true passive income when it comes to laundromats, car washes, or real estate. Because what's going to happen is you're going to manage a manager. Now, tell me in the comment section, would you be willing to work for $5,000 an hour? I know I wouldn't. So what happens is you will have to manage a manager, but the amount of money that you make based on managing a manager is absolutely wild. I meet people that they spend 10 hours a month managing their managers and they make $20,000 a month, $2,000 an hour. I meet some people that pull in $200,000 a month and they work 10 hours. So you're never going to get out of working. Otherwise, your managers are going to start to cause problems. So that's good to know about your 401k. You think buying a laundromat would be pretty tough. What would you recommend to start? So that's what we're going to try and talk about here. I like my laundromats. I like my car washes. I like my self-storage facility, which I guess we don't talk about on my videos too much, but I do own a self-storage facility. And it's probably, I was talking to my business partner that I have on it, and my manager spends 30 minutes a month managing the storage lockers. And it's mostly the first of the month to run everybody's credit cards. Very easy business, but there's still work involved. And I still have to have that conversation with the manager on a regular basis. It is one of those situations where it's a good business to be in, but it's always not possible. How do you find managers? We'll talk about that later. User 43 and a whole bunch of numbers. Remind me a little bit later in the stream talking. I actually was on a phone call last night, spending a lot of time talking about how do you find good managers. I actually talked about that on the Upflip video. That's one of the most popular videos I've done this year with upflip.com about finding good managers. So if you really want to dig deep into that, go find the Upflip video that I was with. I probably should send you to my channel, but it's on theirs. So, hey, you're personal private investigator. Very cool. Jack, you're in Southern Illinois, I think. So let's start off with, how do you find a business to buy? Now, there's two trains of thoughts here. One is you go on the website and you go on a website and you shop around like everybody else. Now, the example that I give to people, generally speaking, is imagine you have built or been given a grocery store. Let's say your uncle has died, and in his will, he's giving you a grocery store. And you, as a new grocery store owner, go in and you say, oh my gosh, I don't know anything about owning a grocery store. I don't know anything about owning a grocery store. I imagine 95% of you have never owned a grocery store or been in high-level management for a grocery store. So you, as the new owner of your uncle's grocery store, you say, I'm going to go to Walmart and buy all of my fruits and vegetables and foods and everything I sell at my grocery store. I'm going to just go down to Walmart and buy it because it's easy. You would go bankrupt really, really fast because you're not buying off of a company that wholesales the products to you. You're buying it retail. You would need to go find a distributor, a farmer, some sort of supplier to get that discount. You can't, it's almost impossible in any business to go buy something at retail and then resell it for higher than retail. Nobody in their right mind would go to your grocery store and rebuy stuff they could go down the street and buy it at Walmart for a much cheaper price. Because if you own your own grocery store, you got overhead, you got employees, you got all these different things. Hopefully this makes sense. But this is the best example I have. When you go on the internet and look on a website for a business, even real estate, a self-storage facility, that's essentially what you're doing. You're competing with every single human being out there for a laundromat, car wash, self-storage facility, or piece of real estate. I've done this example before. I can't remember. It wasn't on Biz Buy Sell. It could have been on Transworld, which are two of the big business brokerage websites. And we pulled up a laundromat in, I want to say Atlanta, Georgia. I was doing a coaching session a few months back. And we pulled up a laundromat in Georgia. And over 2,500 people had looked at the same laundromat. And the guy that I was working with said, "Oh, is this a good deal?" I said, out of those 2,500 people, you've got people in that group, statistically, that are multi-millionaires that have inheritance money. They're wealthier than they know what to do with, and they passed on that laundromat. So it's probably not going to be a deal if you have found it on the internet and then everybody else and their brother has bought it or had the opportunity to look over it. Sorry. You need to be able to compete with no one. And the only way that you can compete with nobody out there is to go out and make the deal happen yourself, which unfortunately, and I saw the comment here on TikTok, I'm a social introvert. How do I do this? Well, that's where it gets difficult for social introverts. If you're an outgoing person, it's a lot easier. You show up and ask to buy it. I know that sounds way too easy, but from my standpoint, you've got to build a business around going out and finding things, finding deals, wholesale, finding deals by yourself and talking to the people who make the decisions. Sometimes it's the laundromat owner, sometimes it's the landlord, sometimes it's the property manager. There's a bunch of different people that could control that laundromat, that car wash, that self-storage facility. Find the person that has the authority to sell it or talk to you about where they are. Now, believe it or not, human beings don't live forever. Did you guys know that people don't just live infinitely long? People die. People get old. People get sick. People get divorced. People go through different phases of their life where they find the need to not own their business anymore. And what you've got to do is you've got to find those people. And you do that by building a system of phone calls, text messages, emails, showing up in person, sending letters, doing all the things to go out and contact people that have the things that you want. In my town, there are a total of, I want to say, a dozen self-storage facilities. And the guys that are watching on TikTok right now, you can correct me because I've already seen people that live really close to here. I think there's about a dozen self-storage facilities here in my county. And do you know how many people have called me personally to buy my self-storage facility? And we have a giant sign on the side of my self-storage facility. Call this number if you want to rent a facility. Anybody want to guess exactly how many people over the last 12 months have called me saying, "Hey, Brandon, I'd like to buy your self-storage facility"? Post a comment below. Oh, Jack's in near Peoria. Yeah, that's not too far from my roofing company. Let me know in the comment section how many people have called me within the past 12 months to buy my self-storage facility. And I would sell it. I would totally sell my self-storage facility for the right price. Exactly one person. And I would say over the last 3 years, I've had maybe 2 people call me. And the thing is, oh no, now YouTube's blown up. 226.69, nice. 325.100. I've had 2 people in 3 years, one person in the past year call me, ask me to buy my self-storage facility. I will sell it. Because here's the thing, guys, and I want you to get this through your head. Understand this. Every business owner will sell their business for the right price. Now, what's the right price? If you're 75 years old and the world has passed you by and everybody's going to credit cards, everybody's going to high-tech stuff, everybody's going to computer-based systems, they're going to app-based purchases for their laundromat, car wash, unlocking a self-storage facility, they're going to app-based applications for a rental property, you might not want to do that. Or you might not have the resources to use a cell phone. I don't know how many people I've talked to that are older and they just cannot use a cell phone well at all. The world's kind of passing by and they want to sell. For those kinds of people, the right price to sell their business is a lot lower than you might expect. Great example is a guy that I absolutely love. He's in Central Arkansas. His name's Casey. He bought 2 laundromats off an elderly gentleman who was not selling them, but he wanted to sell them. Long story short, his helpers, excuse me, the helpers at the laundromat were not really, I'm trying to figure out the right word without getting demonetized or get kicked off. The workers at the laundromat were not being truthful with how much money the washers and dryers were collecting. So at the end of the day, the laundromat on paper wasn't making hardly any money. Ooh, what happened? My one feed went down. Okay. So this gentleman, he had these 2 laundromats for sale, Central Arkansas, and the laundromat on paper wasn't making any money, even though it was packed Friday, Saturday, Sunday. The laundromat was packed, tons of customers, but it wasn't making any money. He went to the elderly gentleman who was in his mid 70s, and the guy said, the guy I was helping asked the elderly gentleman, how much money is it making? It's not making any money. I got to get rid of these. And he asked the elderly gentleman, what do you want to sell these for? I'm interested in buying them. The guy's young. He already owns another laundromat, another car wash. He owns a freaking post office somehow. He asked the elderly gentleman, how much money do you want for the laundromat? We're going to go to the comments section. How much money do you want to sell this laundromat for? Let me know in the comments, YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. The elderly gentleman, how much money did he want for the 2 laundromats? He owned the real estate on one. Other one was like a 10 to 20 year lease. Not making money on paper, but my buddy in Arkansas determined that these laundromats, if the coins weren't being collected by the wrong people, should be making at least $75,000 a year. Total profit, actual money in pocket. Laundromat should be making 75. It's not making hardly anything based on terrible coin collections. So I got 2 identical, I've had 3 people on YouTube that have said 50 grand. Albraya says 100K, 75K. Now remember, it comes with the real estate. So the buildings are valued at $150,000 alone. Well, the one building, he owns the one building. The building itself is valued at $150K outside of the laundromat. So if you want to update, I'll give you guys a second update. That's from Ohio. Very cool. That's what must be on a delay. So 200,000, 75,000, 250K. Okay. How much did he want? Okay. There's 2 answers here. One question is, how much did the guy want down? 0. The elderly gentleman just wanted money to retire. He was willing to sell it for 0 down. All he wanted was payments of $3,000 a month for the next 20 years. And then he would call it quits. So, long story short, my buddy says, I'll take it over. Gets rid of the people pilfering coins. Day one, it's making a rate of $75,000 a year. And he got it with no money out of pocket. Worked his butt off. I don't want to mislead you guys and make you think, oh, he just bought it and all of a sudden he did no work and it's making money. He sent me pictures and videos of him cleaning out. He filled up 3 55-gallon drums worth of lint because the guys working there collecting the coins were not emptying the lint traps at all. But he went from no business there to making $75,000 a year, fired the crew, hired a new guy, turned it around with an almost immediate. So, $720,000. Yeah. So the laundromat initially, the debt service was 36 grand. And now I think he's making 150K a year. Because the expectation was for him to double his business. So a business with real estate making now 150K a year for no money down. It was no money down, no interest over the course of the time. So it might have been a 10-year loan because 720 sounds higher than it should be. It's probably 10 years, no interest at $3,000 a month. So I'm probably wrong on the 20-year note. It's probably 10-year note. So that's how he did the deal. But he found an elderly gentleman that just couldn't deal with it anymore. All of the management and the people that were in the business were stealing from him. And the laundromat owned the building, to Matt's question on YouTube. So in that specific case, he was able to get himself a laundromat with no money out of pocket, just did the work, but he negotiated with the owner. And the thing is, if you want to get in a business, a laundromat business, a car wash, self-storage, whatever, you've got to go and do the work yourself when it comes to finding the location. Now, could you pay somebody as a headhunter to go out and find yourself a deal? Sure, yeah, you could. It's going to cost you $15,000 to $20,000 to find a deal that way. Maybe it'll be fully seller financed or partially seller financed. But it is a situation where that's how you go out and get yourself a deal. You go and do the work yourself, both for better and for worse. As you do the work yourself, you'll build a whole lot of value to it. I would like you at some point to own a laundromat that's worth between $500,000 and $1 million. Knowing that, I ask people the question pretty often of, how much time would you put into something that makes $500,000? And I get comments all the time. I wouldn't spend any money to get a laundromat or any time to get a laundromat. They'd have to give me a laundromat with no effort. These people will never be successful at all. And then I run into other people that say, oh my gosh, owning a business that's worth $500,000 or $1 million that makes me an extra $100,000 a year, I would spend 1,000 hours on that, 2,000 hours on it. Okay, that sounds more like it. What happens very often is people will either overestimate the time commitment or underestimate the time commitment. And there's typically a happy medium where I tell people, 250, 300 hours worth of your own time. You can get a laundromat or a car wash or your first rental property or self-storage or whatever it is. I have 400 hours in my roofing firm. And we're set to do, the goal next year is going to be 15,000 roofing squares at $1,000 a piece. So I've got a $15 million goal next year for the roofing company. And we have 400 hours in the deal. I put almost no money into it personally. It was a great deal. Loaned a lot of money from the government to get the deal. But, overall, I have very little out of pocket, and we should be making absolutely tons of money on it. 250 hours a year. No, 250 hours, I would say, for your first laundromat. And then you're going to spend probably another 250 hours setting it up, and then it's going to be an hour a week, if that. So, yeah, I see Johnny Be Good on TikTok says they've got a lot of sweat equities into your rental properties in the beginning. And that's what happens on any business you get, whether it's rentals, laundromats, car washes, self-storage, whatever it is. I can see if I'll answer that. Good question on YouTube. I'm getting distracted. Are there any laundromat owner communities? Yeah, I've got one on Discord. If you can, one of the Investment Joy guys post a link on both YouTube, TikTok, and Facebook to our free community. But we've got a lot of laundromat, and some of these people that I'll talk about during the stream, like Casey in Central Arkansas, I'll talk about. Chelsea Kent, she's on her second laundromat right now, working on a third one. They're all on my community, and you can access that for free. Just one of the Investment Joy guys needs to post a link. But you'll put a lot of effort into finding the deal. You put a lot of effort into setting it up, and then after you own it, then it's only an hour a week, 2 hours a week. My 2 car washes, I spend 3 hours a week on, maybe. Usually 9 to noonish, and then I take a company paid lunch with my business partner. What's the cost per wash? Mine or on average. The average car wash is $250,000. That's just for mostly self-serve bays. So like Johnny Be Good said here on TikTok, you do spend a lot of time and effort early on. The big thing is, my mind, it's worth it. If you have a business that's worth $500,000, bring in $100,000 a year, I run into people that would spend the next 5 years getting that deal. And then a lot of people won't spend it. So I see a couple good questions here. Cost per car wash. The average car wash in the United States is $250,000. Average laundromat's right around the same. Average laundromat brings in $125,000 a year, with about 55 of that being profit. The average car wash brings in $175,000 a year. About 75,000 of that a year is in profit. Those are for average locations. The average location is kind of a dump. There's 32,000 car washes in the United States. The average car wash has 3 self-serve bays and no automatics, which isn't a really great moneymaker. The trash is almost never emptied. The location's never swept. They're not clean, nice, safe locations. Your average car wash that has 3 spray bays plus 1 in-bay automatic plus is relatively well maintained. They don't bring in 175 a year. They bring in about 250, 275,000 a year with an average net operating income of between 100 and 125,000. That's based off of the Car Wash Association data off the top of my head. So, that's off the top of my head. Laundromats are the same thing. Your average laundromat's unattended. It's never clean. Has 5 or 6 broken pieces of equipment in it, and it only makes the 125 a year with a $55,000 profit margin. Meanwhile, the average nice laundromat that is safe, clean, has a bunch of working machines on it, they're bringing in about $300,000 a year with about $125,000, $150,000 of that being profit or net operating income at the end of the year. So the thing is, if when you look at something, you don't need to aim for the average. You need to aim for the higher tier, and that's why I say those ones are worth $500,000 minimum when you get them done, because you could flip it to private equity or somebody that has 1031 money, inheritance money. And I've run into several people. That's what they do. They go buy these really dumpy laundromats, they fix them up, and then they have $350,000 in them. Then they flip them for $1 million because the average laundromat that's mostly hands off, you spend an hour a week managing it. Lots of people love them. So I see here's a great question on TikTok. My name. If you wanted to go and buy a first laundromat tomorrow, how much capital would you recommend you have? 20 grand. I know that I've done streams before, and you've heard me say this more than once. You can get a laundromat with no money. That's absolutely true. But I have found, and this is really harsh, guys, I have found that a lot of people that have DM'd me and come to me that have no money, they have no money saved up, they have no stocks, no investments, no 401k. They think that a laundromat's going to solve all of their personal financial woes, or a car wash is going to serve all their fix all of their personal finance woes. It's not. If you're making whatever your current financial situation is, a laundromat or car wash is going to add an extra zero to it. And I've had a lot of people come back and say, "Oh, but I'm not making anything now. If I had an extra zero to my personal wealth and personal income, I'm still not making money." Yeah, that's the problem. Running a laundromat or car wash is just going to be you managing the finances of something else. And if you can't manage your own personal finances, you're probably not going to manage the car wash or laundromat. So that's why I'm saying if you have $20,000 saved up, I think it's relatively short order. You can get one because you can go out and get a government loan with 5% down. 20 grand is going to be a $400,000 location like that, and you can buy down the government rate to even drop your. You can use government money to drop the amount of down payment that you have, but then what's going to happen is they want to see that you can manage your own finances. Because realistically, they won't trust you if you have terrible, terrible credit. You don't have to have great credit. You just can't have terrible credit. It's not that you have to have hundreds of thousands of dollars in the bank. You need 20 grandish. And that's the thing that, I'm trying to explain to people. And if you're one of those people that has no money, whatever, get on my free community. We'll talk about how to improve your personal financial situation. No cost. Nothing. I see. What's terrible credit? Under a 600. If you have a 6 to 620, you can still get financed for a laundromat or car wash. You're going to pay a higher interest rate. If you can get it over 700, you're golden. So you don't have to save up for. I'm holding up my phone here on Facebook with money, and it's as I hit this. It's bouncing it off and it's shutting down the stream. Okay, how can you learn to buy your first laundromat car wash? Well, that's a great question, Matt, on YouTube. You should check out a link that we've created especially for today. It's investmentjoytraining.com/Black Friday. Can I post on it? I can't. So one of the Investment Joy team members is going to have to post this. Maybe Dean Thompson can. So I'm more than happy to help you guys get your first laundromat or car wash started. We've got several training programs that we can send you through. I've helped just over the last 12 months, I've helped people set up by my count, is $26 million worth of businesses. So if based on the number of people that I've helped coach, train, so courses to, the average person has come out with a $100,000 business. I want to say that's the average. So the average person that I help, they get $100,000 in business. That's the average. Now, does everybody go on to get a business? No. A lot of people find out they don't want to work. But the average person that does go on and get a business, he ended up with a pretty big business. So we've done $26 million over the last year, and it's only a few hundred people. So how much is the training? Oh, the link's going to be here. I think it should be in my profile. Dean should be able to go on TikTok and edit that in, but it's investwithjoytraining.com/Black Friday. How much is the course? Honestly, I have no clue. They set the pricing. They sent out some emails and some requests to people and said, how much is this worth? What are we going to price it for Black Friday? I know it's a great deal, but you have to go to the website. People are lazy. No way. Yes. That's why I'm recommending you have $20,000 saved up, because I have found a lot of people wanted me, and I've unfortunately done it. People have asked me for help to get a laundromat. I've helped them get a laundromat, and then they get mad at me, very mad at me after I've helped them get a laundromat or a car wash, because then they find out there's work and they say, oh my gosh, I have to go and clean things. I have to go out and I shouldn't have to pick up trash on the lot of my car wash. Well, your car wash should make you $150,000 this year. I would go pick up trash once in a great while. Any landscaping business you'd help businesses, their landscaping business? That's a question on TikTok from Braden. Do you own a landscaping business? Here's the questions I'd have for you, Braden. Do you have a landscaping business? Number one. Number two is, how many employees do you have? So the big thing, okay. All right, I'm getting messages and things. That may question you, Braden. And if it's something that you want me to help you with your landscaping business, we've got a program where we do group calls. You want to start one up. Landscaping is a great business to be in. So one of the things that I offer is group coaching, where we'll put you in a group with other people. Some run businesses already. Some are looking for businesses. Some are at the start. And we get on multiple times a week, and we go over how to get that done. I could sell you a course, but I don't have a landscaping course. But I do have a group coaching that talks about, how do you get your LLC established? How do you get your EIN number? Things of that nature, of how do you go through the process of getting that business established. And we talk about how to get business credit, because we're at a point now where if you can form an LLC in your state, and here in Ohio it's $150 to open, you can get credit established in the business name. You can get about $150,000 to $200,000. Rob Adams has a question. I want to answer some of these questions real quick. Can you run a laundromat be totally absent out of state? Yes, you can, so long as you can manage your manager. And it's going to be a question of how good are you at managing a manager. I would say if you're out of state, you need to go visit the site once a month, even if it's on the other side of the country. Go once a month to make sure that your managers aren't lying to you and the place isn't getting run down. Can you remotely do it? Absolutely. I know multiple people who do. We've actually got one of our group coaches, Alex. He lives in, I think that this is right. He lives in Idaho. He manages locations in Las Vegas. It's a 12-hour drive from Las Vegas to where he lives in Idaho, and he still manages them. So he's out of state, mostly absent, and he set it up. Next question I see is, how do you feel about pay range? The Wi-Fi payment system known as pay range. It's not actually Wi-Fi. It's actually Bluetooth. It's $100 per machine. It's cheap and easy to install. It's not near as fully featured. I will give Monex Group a shout out on this. They are the payment provider that I like to work with. The machines are definitely more expensive, but they're so much more robust. With the ease of Monex Group readers, we've increased our car wash sales by 5%. Now, I can't go over the numbers on my car wash, but let's say I was bringing in $300,000 a year. If I boost that my income 5% by new readers, that's $15,000 a year extra I'm bringing in. Do you have any experience buying and running an RV park? I've legally speaking, yes, because when I owned my trailer park, we were permitted to have RV slots. I was not a fan of it. We've got one person. We got Debra. She's in Georgia, and she's working on an RV park. We actually did an RV park breakdown, seller financed RV park breakdown. If you want to buy one in Georgia, I could hook you up with one. They're financing for $200K down. Yeah. And Nicholas Kaiser saying some people don't want to download an app. Yeah, that's a problem with PayRange because a lot of those systems have, you have to download an app. And I'd rather people be able to take their card, pretend this is a card, and just, tap it to their phone, tap it to the reader, and get it to work, rather than going through this whole process of downloading an app, putting in your email address, scanning your card. It takes a lot of time. Yeah. PayRange, I'm not a fan of. Monex Group is the official reader of Investment Joy. I like Monex, and I kind of like NIAX, and that's about it. There's other machines out there, I'm sure, that are great, but those are the only two that I would be interested in. What's your net worth? If we hit the goal with the roofing company by the end of next year, I think I should be in the 8-figure range. It's not in the 8-figure range now. I think we'll be in the 8-figure range next year, potentially, maybe, hopefully, prayerfully so. I've also been asked to be potential leader for a large real estate investment firm. I was on the phone with someone for 2 hours last night. They're looking for somebody to come and manage their real estate investment wing, and they asked me to do it. Paul's a CPA. Yeah, the CPA is known as Laundromat. Is a CPA who specializes in the industry. I don't know. Not that I'm aware of, Paul. That's a good question, but I don't know of any laundromat CPAs. I see Johnny on TikTok has, how do you evaluate potential profitability of a car wash or laundromat besides the financials? It's the financials, and then you spy on the location. You can use Google My Business or Google Profiles. You can use those in a way that you can look at their customer counts through their data tool, and you can kind of spy on other locations. I also personally have just paid kids $10 an hour just to go sit at my competitors' businesses or businesses that I'm interested. For laundromats and car washes, you can also do a water analysis where you use just basic algebra to figure out they use X amount of water, their machines use X amount of water. This is about how much money they're making per turn, per hour, per minute. Those numbers are pretty easy to get. So, but these are the questions that I answer all the time on private coaching. So check out investmentjoytraining.com/Black Friday. It's a great price. You join my insider coaching group. We do 20 group coaching calls a month. I think it's $75 a month, and you get all of my investment boot camps, which is about 8 hours worth of 8 hours worth of courses, pre-recorded information, and yeah. So. What would you do with 100K as a 26-year-old with no investments? I would say send me a DM, FitBrain. You need to get a hold of me or somebody on the team, and we can go over the options. Because if you have $100,000, you can get in laundromats, car washes, real estate, self-storage. You can get whatever you want. My name got the boot camp. You just got the boot camp. Very cool. Glad to hear that. Do I make good money from the courses? I don't make as much money now as what I used to, if I'd be fully transparent with you. What has happened is why I tell people you need 20 grand to start up is I ran into a lot of people that were buying my courses initially as a lottery ticket, thinking that it would solve all of their personal financial woes. And then they got mad at me because then I actually do the courses. I do the training with people. And then they come back at me and said, I bought your course. You suck. You said you didn't have to work at a laundromat, that this stuff was easy. Well, it's easier than working 9 to 5 at a factory for 40 years. And I've had a lot of people get really mad at me on the course. When I say a lot of people, it's because it's just that, with 6 million subscribers and we're at 1.25 billion video views right now. So I've sold a lot of courses. We've kind of come back. I've kind of said, hey, if you've got 20 grand, you're very much in the fast lane to get one of these businesses. Now that's all I'm going after. The money I make from courses and coaching has decreased immensely, but now everybody's happy. Everybody's very, very happy. My success rate has just gone up a lot. And it's not that I want to disparage people that don't have $20,000 in the bank or in investments. It's just that you need to get up to that point, and then you can definitely go out and get a business. It's also one of those things where if you want to save up, we're doing some free coaching, totally free training on how do you get to that point. We've got a professional development course for free that I've been working on. It's just how, if I had to start all over at 18, here's exactly what I would do to get into this place a lot quicker. So questions. What's your true unfiltered opinion of Danny D'Angelo? He's a former used car salesman, you believe? I don't think he was. He was a private investigator. If you want to, I could give you that. I could give you that opinion, but I don't want to do it publicly. Danny is one of the greatest salesmen that I've ever run into. And it's no surprise that he isn't the level of laundromat guru that he is, because he's just, oh gosh, he could sell ice to an Eskimo. And I will say, this is a backhanded comment. I think he's in the wrong business of trying to negotiate laundromat sales. And I've told this to his face, to his benefit. I think he should be negotiating commercial spaces for like casinos, because I've seen him go up to people and he could just sell anything. And I'm like, why are you dealing with laundromats? I think you should negotiate casinos and like $10 million, $20 million spaces. So, what's up, Brandon? It's Justin. We met in Stoutsville. Hey, Justin. I have 2 people in Stoutsville that I've talked to today on the street. That's insane. Do you think that brand like Dexter's better investment in the laundromat than other brands? No, they're all the brands are good. Brandon says he hopes I have a nice Thanksgiving. I did. Thank you. I have a link under YouTube video description for your course. Go update that, Dean. Danny question. Yeah. There's so many things, Keenan, that I like about Danny. There's a few that I don't. But I don't want to disparage or talk negatively about really anybody on social media. But he's a great salesman. Oh my gosh. Have I worked on real estate development? Not yet. That's the request that I have right now is I've got an offer to work for a real estate developer right now. I just don't know that I want to do it. Potentially they're offering me millions, but Johnny be good. 60. You're mad at yourself for working all those years for someone else. Did you make money? Did you save money, Johnny? If you did, that's great. It's okay. If you worked all those years, you have nothing to show for it. No stocks, no investments, then that's a problem, I would say. But I wouldn't disparage yourself or be too far down on yourself if you've made money, you've taken care of your family, you've taken care of yourself, and saved money back. That's great. Owning a business is not cut out for every person. It's one less person you have to pay when you have to work. Why are people complaining they have to work? It's I don't know. I run into a lot of people that they feel like life's taken advantage of them, and there's just this one thing's going to change their life, and it's usually not one thing. A laundromat's not going to solve all your woes in life, nor is a car wash. It'll help if you can go out, acquire a business, have it adding money to your income every month, and use that to build what you're doing. You see that following Keenan, his Google reviews said he had cockroaches. Is it common in laundromats? Is he neglecting it? I don't know, Keenan. You've got a complainer on here. Sunshine Laundromat on Vine is complaining about your cockroaches. Does it happen? Absolutely. We've done pest application on all of our properties forever. Can it happen? Absolutely. Keenan's problem is he's in Illinois and he can't buy the good stuff. Is Crossfire legal in Illinois? If it's legal in Illinois, no one has a cockroach problem because it would solve it very easy. Got a question. You're a solar salesman. Cool. What's your opinion on solar in our economy today? Solar can print money if you do it the right way. We're looking at doing solar commercial installations on roofs. Do roofing, that kind of real estate development. Yeah. So I'm looking right now, Rob. I'll mention on episode 8 of the roofing company that I want to start buying facilities and redoing the roof on them. Because we can do a roof on a building internally, and I can save, the normal profit margin in roofing, So for residential properties, the average is 40% markup. The average commercial markup's 20%. So if I have $1 million roof I need to do for my commercial roofing company, theoretically I can get it done. I can save $200K. So I really want to get into that kind of vertical integration with my companies. We also have an option to buy a metal fabrication organization, and I really would like to add HVAC in, so then I can just build a vertical stack. You have rental properties and retire at 57. Not really mad, just start earlier. That's fine. Celsius, your trader. I know. They ran out of monsters at Dollar General this morning, so I actually don't like Celsius, but I needed some caffeine to do the stream today. I was up very late last night. We had Friendsgiving. So, yeah. So, the big thing is getting around the right people. That's why I would encourage people to consider the Black Friday deal for investment grade training, because you get the boot camps and you get coaching from me and training from me. But going through this laundromat car wash conversation, there's all sorts of opportunities out there. You do need to be able to save some level of money, but you also don't need to go and buy it cash. I have people, lots of people, that have said, "Oh, you have to have $500,000 to buy a laundromat to go out and get one." No, you can go out and loan one. Get a loan on one. I acquired my laundromat. I do all the videos we're on track to do $125,000 this year in top line revenue. My net operating income is going to be in the $50,000 to $60,000 range, in full disclosure, for the laundromat. That's where we're expecting everything to be at this point for the laundromat business. And I legitimately have no money out of pocket on it. I loaned 100% of the purchase price, and I did it essentially with no personal guarantee. So, if it wasn't successful, I was just going to hand it back to the guy I financed it off of and go do something else. I didn't, of course, because we've made good money off it so far. And it's one of those things, really, that you can go out and you don't need as much money as you think you do, but you need some. So on YouTube, bought a small amount of metal fabrication stuff. You already have welders to do mechanic work. So when my building's built, I think it could be adds up to your business. Probably could. It's kinetic time. I like kinetic. Greetings from Amsterdam. Very cool. Nowadays, everyone has a washer and dryer in their apartments, or no? 25% of the American population does not have a washer and dryer. So out of 335 million people in the United States, that's 60 million-ish people that don't have washers and dryers. You have a good customer base for laundromats. Plus, what's happening in the laundromat industry, and this is why I would very much consider it, a lot of laundromats are now doing wash, dry, fold, pickup, delivery, plus coin op. So the thing with pickup and delivery, going to people's homes and picking up their laundry, taking it to your laundromat and processing it, or having people drop off their laundry and then you process it there, wash, dry, fold it, and resupply it to them, those segments are growing so freaking fast. The number of people that have washers and dryers in their homes is completely irrelevant. And the reason for that is because the average person that does pickup and delivery, they don't care about money. They will pay, my average washer is $3 at my laundromat. My average washer is $3 at my laundromat. They wouldn't care if it was $20. They just don't want to do it. Most people don't want to do laundry. So if you have a laundromat, you have the infrastructure, you have the washers and dryers, you can do other people's laundry. And I've run into people that are doing $2 and $3 million in somebody else's laundromat just in running the pickup and delivery side. So yeah. A private money first time developer link for consult. Private money first time consult. Yeah, I am not very well versed on the real estate development side. Yeah, so now following Keenan and Sunshine Laundromat on YouTube, we're getting in a fist fight now. No, not a proverbial shouting match. Be funny. But yeah, I don't know that following Keenan's, he probably doesn't have cockroaches. That doesn't mean that the lady that was complaining about him didn't bring him in, and she's trying to save face and complain about him. I've had people do that. How about I play some Pantera on my guitar over there? I don't like Pantera too much at all. I mean, I like Cemetery Gates. And I like that stuff from Pantera, but not most of it. Have I done solar on laundromats? Not at this point. I don't know that it would be too useful. I don't have enough flat roof space. They should make an app for Uber and Lyft like that. There's 20 apps out there right now. Is there a list of listings that show car wash laundromats for sale in your area nationwide? Yeah, Biz Buy Sell does and Transworld does. But if you would redo the stream, I'll tell you not to use them because those listings have been picked over by private equity, number one. Your rich neighbor that has a huge inheritance, and older people that they perceive laundromats to be no effort. You're competing with big money people. That's why I really want you to go and build a business of going directly to the horse's mouth, so to speak, and talking directly to that laundromat owner, because then you can get a deal. How have you are awesome, been here for a long time in channel. Thank you, Hags Mark. The pickup and delivery business. Yeah. I've got a kid who watched one of my videos 16 years old. I told him, you need to run a pickup and delivery business on one of my videos. He went out with a buddy from high school, 16 years old, and they built a $500,000 a year business just doing pickup and delivery in their area. They never owned a laundromat. They just used somebody else's. Offer services to crypto millionaires. Joe Christie's right. A vinyl guy. Yeah, if Candy Machines and honor boxes, yeah, we'll have honor boxes here soon. I'm just waiting to find that company to manufacture. Am I buying anything else in Rockford? I'd like to. I really like Rockford. So yeah, let me see. Coach is well worth the money. This Discord loan worth it. Oh, Joe Christie's on TikTok saying very wonderful things about me. Yeah, Joe Christie's one of our coaching clients. Or he's in the group coaching. So, do I have any Facebook questions? We have a decent bit of people watching this on Facebook, and they are not talking. It's kind of odd. But yeah, would love to get you guys on group coaching. Would love to get you guys involved in the boot camps. We've had unbelievable numbers of people buy a business just based on a boot camp. The boot camp. What happened to my coin pusher? Guy broke into it. You have to watch the video that should be coming out today on YouTube for the follow-up on that. We've got some legal problems we're working through. It'll be okay. Not a huge problem, but good for videos. So, the money's out there for a laundromat or car wash. SBA will loan you 90%, 95% of the money. You can go out and get private investors. You find private investors by joining all your local rich people associations. I'm a big fan of your local RIA, as well as anything like Rotary, Elks, Moose. I'm not telling you to become a Mason, but they've got a lot of money too, just for reference. Going out, joining your local organizations where all the rich people hang out, country clubs. I've got one guy I do coaching with. He is getting people from a golf course, his country club, like crazy money there. You just go and you learn to pitch people because there are unlimited millions of dollars in your local community. Older people, wealthy people who have to find some place to put money. And, God's only given all of us 24 hours a day. After you have expended your 24 hours in a day that you could potentially work, you got to buy somebody else's time. And it's a situation where when you've got to buy somebody else's time, there's a lot of people out there that are willing to pay hundreds of dollars an hour for help and to partner with people on deals. You go in and ask for 35% of a deal, and it's $1 million deal. And now you've got $350,000. You can do that through partnering with people that have a lot of money and not a lot of time. You have a down payment, great credit, but there's only one laundromat in your town, and they're asking $3 million. Is it worth bringing out a new one? The question, Eric, is going to be how much do you understand on the general contracting side? I would also ask you, Eric, how many people live in your town? The rule of thumb is one laundromat per 10,000 people. So if you live in a town of like 7,500 to 10,000 people, you probably don't need another laundromat. So you're going to have to look at another location or finding the right demographics in where you are. Snack Traps you have a daughter watching the live with me. Can you explain the pickup and delivery business? Sure. I mean, there's not a lot to it. So you have a location, a laundromat location. Either you own the laundromat or somebody else does. You go out and do marketing, and you find people that don't want to do the laundry anymore, and you charge them a fee. Most of the companies and guys that I know that are running pickup and delivery services, they're charging a $25 minimum. And it'll be like $25 for your first 5 pounds of laundry. 5 pounds of laundry is 1/4 of a load. So a lot of people don't understand how much laundry weighs. So you charge by the pound. You go to people's houses, you pick it up, you calculate the size of it. My buddy Mark Vlaskamp in Central Texas, he charges by bag. So he has these nice little linen bags. As much clothes as you can put in one of these linen bags, it's $50. And people will stuff as much as they can, and it ends up being like 15 pounds. You take it back to your laundromat location, you wash it, you dry it, you fold it, and then you deliver it back to their house. If you want to run the route, you can run the route. Otherwise, you can hire Uber, Lyft, and DoorDash people. They can go pick up the laundry, and they can pick it up and deliver it. They'll charge about $7 on average to go and do the pickup and delivery for you. So that's a potential there, or you can just do it yourself. You could have vans and employees do it. Mark has 22, 23 guys running the vans. So what happens is you go from your average washer, like mine being $3, $3 to where now you're charging $20 for a load of laundry. And that segment of everything is growing by 10% per year, if my memory's right. And it'll be the pickup and delivery segment will be like 10 times larger than the coin-operated side by 2030. And it's not that the coin-operated side's bad. The coin-operated laundromats bring in $3 to $4 billion a year in cash. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. But pickup and delivery is going to be like $10 to $15 billion by 2030. It's just incredible money. So that's kind of how pickup and delivery works for laundromats. If it doesn't, if that doesn't make sense, just let me know and we'll clarify it some more. But yeah, if it's easy to run once you have a laundromat. So if you want a laundromat, take action. investmentjoytraining.com/Black Friday. Would love to get you on a call next Thursday and talk about it. Yeah, someone on here saying, I don't want to wash someone else's underwear. Would you do it, Jack, for $10,000? Because there's a price. Everybody's starting to wake up. I can't even see on the YouTube. I don't even have the YouTube feed up. Probably should turn that on. I can see the comments on my screen, but I don't know how many people are watching. So, but we're streaming on, 120 people. Cool. We're streaming on, and I got 120 people on TikTok too. So if you have questions, let me know. Any questions you have, I'll try and do my best to answer them during the stream. Want to demystify what does it take to get a laundromat or car wash. I'm also wanting to encourage you guys to check out my training at investmentjoytraining.com/Black Friday. Got the best price that we've had in years on there. Would love for you guys to take action. Would love to have you hop on a call. We've got a really good success rate at this point. As time goes on, I get better at coaching. We've got other coaches on there that have been there, done that. People from a pretty neat background set. So it's not everybody on there is just like me. So that's nice. Great question about squatting laws and laundromats. What can you do legally? In the state of Ohio, you call the police and have them removed. Squatting laws do not cover people from causing problems in laundromats. What do you have advantage over your competitors? Well, number one, I'm open 24/7. We're getting a lot of people. We're actually running my security cameras. We're actually showing them live on my Discord right now, just so you guys can see how much money we're making overnight. Is it a good idea to build a Uber Eats mobile app business even though there's so much competition? I would not do that in a million years. Uber has a $20 billion business, and you're competing with $1 billion coding team. So I wouldn't do it in a million years. Have I ever run into trouble with regulations for having coin pusher? Watch my next YouTube video. We talk about it. So it's Lyle from Burr. You love my stuff? Oh, awesome. Good to have you on, Lyle. Did we meet at one of the reunions or meetups, Lyle? I think we did. So in Ohio, yeah, cool. It would have been, was it Cincinnati or Columbus meetup? Smoke shop business, yeah. Our group one of our group coaches just used government money to buy a smoke shop. They bought a vape store, and they are taking it from a vape store currently kind of more of to a cigar lounge. I've also got a buddy in Chicago that's in the the cigar shop area, and he's turning it into like a country club where people are not playing golf. So that's interesting. How much money do you need to buy a laundromat? I would save up $20,000. That could be convertible stock, cash in the bank. I'd like to see you save up that much money. Can you do it with no money out of pocket? Yeah, absolutely. But the problem's going to be, if you can't save money on your own personal life, how are you going to manage the laundromat? Because like I said, I've run into people that their personal financial problems roll over to the laundromat, and the laundromat should or was capable of making tons of money, but because they don't understand how to manage themselves or their finances, it just got worse. Roman's coin pusher doing excellent for every person in the sector. Yeah, he texted me Wednesday and said that he's having a problem, and I called 2 or 3 of my guys, and they said they won't work on that claw machine. Yeah, his Pinnacle. So, how much time do I spend per day to work? I work about 10 hours a day. That's between my laundromat, car wash, real estate, self-storage, and YouTube. You live in Ohio, been self-employed. Do you need to start with an LLC, the license of some sort? You want a vending machine, hopefully turn into something bigger. I would recommend an LLC in the state of Ohio. It's $150 to get an LLC. It depends on your municipality. A lot of municipalities will require you file a $25 vendor license and pay sales tax. How can you help you get one? I would say join the group coaching at investmentjoytraining.com/Black Friday. We have that question or that link pinned there. And that would be the easiest way for me to help you get one. If you've got a lot of money to spend, I can come on board and help you in a more personalized way. But the group coaching is probably the most affordable one. Best business to buy to generate 6 figures off the bat. You need to buy some things. If you're a burr guy, you need to just send me a DM. Send me a DM on Twitter, Instagram, or Facebook, and we can talk about that. If you need to buy some things for tax write-offs, I love laundromats because you can wipe your taxes off in 1 month. Gosh, I pay so little on taxes, it's insane. Laundromats and car washers are not like real estate because you can depreciate almost everything the first year. So you buy a laundromat for $500,000, you can take $500,000 off your taxes the first year. Okay, the Black Friday deals in the bio on TikTok too. Cool. So just go to my bio on TikTok, pin comment on YouTube. Do I invest in stocks? Yeah, I do. I just buy broad range ETFs. That's why I especially put my kids' money in. What are you looking at when buying a laundromat? Number one, I want to do a competitor survey. I want to see how many laundromats are in the area. I want to look at local demographics to see, do they need the number of laundromats that are there? And then I would buy one and then make it the best laundromat in the area. And you can be the best laundromat in your area by being the cleanest, being the safest, having the best equipment. So the term is tax minimization. I don't evade tax, yeah. I limit my tax because I'm more efficient at helping people than the federal government is, or the state government, or the local government. And there's a lot of ways to write off business purchases on your taxes. Hey, it's Elon Musk. Did I give up my book on TikTok Shop? No, I'm having problems getting my content because I've recorded all these courses and all this content on how to get a laundromat, just thousands. Oh, TikTok's trying to kick me off. Thousands of hours. Oh, come on. I've recorded thousands of hours worth of content on how to get a laundromat. I'm trying to take it into a book to sell it on TikTok Shop. How I start with money to do a business. I built a group of websites and I sold the group of websites off for $50,000 back in 2012. Took half the money to live off of for a year, the other half of the money to buy a rental property. Rather than buying one rental property, I said, I'm going to take $25,000. I'm going to take $5,000 of it and try to find investors. And then, you have a store manager at TikTok Shop. Yeah, Elon Musk. I'd love to talk to them. My shop keeps getting rejected, and I think it's because they want the location for my business. It's here in Circleville. They also want to know, where do the items get shipped off of? It's not going to be here in the office because I'm at a college. I want it to be down the street, and because I have 2 different locations, it keeps getting stopped for fraud. I've got drafts of the book around here somewhere with the artwork I did and everything. But how much tax minimization? I don't understand what the question is. How much do I write off a year? About $500,000. How much does location matters a ton. Purchase paste has invalid email, so they're saying that Matt or Dean will have to get a hold of you, Paul, if it's saying that's broken. Sir, where do you get the standard size laundry bags for pickup and delivery? I think cleanright.com has them. So, yeah, there's no reason to evade taxes. I talk about taxes a lot, Duckman. It's never worth it to commit tax fraud, but there's so many ways to write off tax liability, legally speaking. You save $20,000 by saying, okay, well, get a hold of me, Joe Roller. Is it Elon Musk? It's go look at him. He's one of my TikTok buddies. When operating a laundromat, is it required to have free Wi-Fi so people use it? No. So what's your opinion on the laundromat bars? They're okay. You can make money on them. First tax years of TikTok are all through S Corp. Yeah, I use an S Corp for my social media. I hope I had a happy Thanksgiving. I did. We had Friendsgiving last night with probably another 60, 70 people. It was super fun. And then I did actual Thanksgiving at my brother's house, and we deep fried a turkey together. I helped him deep fry a turkey. It was his turkey in his fryer. I'm wondering if my days of deep frying turkeys is over. I used to do 3 or 4 a year and just got tired of it. Now I do brisket and pulled pork. When's the new roofing video coming out? Probably next week. We're going to do a laundromat video this week on YouTube, and then next week's going to be the roofing video. We're doing a hotel. Well, in the next roofing video, we're doing a hotel in Rockford, which will be cool. Yeah, you have to have somebody manage the bar and potentially do the laundromat too. You say you see pics on Facebook of. Oh, yeah, I'm not sure why. Oh, I should post them, shouldn't I? Oh. Is this Nate, my former neighbor? Okay, looks like it. How did I get into roofing? I bought a 26-year-old commercial roofing firm in right outside Rockford, Illinois. Yeah, it's my neighbor. Hey, Nate. Glad to have you on here. What kind of people don't you hire? Liars and thieves. And it's a situation where you've got to build a system or process to make sure the people you hire are not liars and thieves. And I would love to say, oh, yeah, I've never hired I've hired so many people that have stolen from me. It's ludicrous. Because just because someone tells you they're honest doesn't mean they're honest. Most of the people in fact, I find an inverse relationship between people telling me things and who they actually are. All these people, I'm honest. I'm super honest. They're never honest. I'm a good worker. They're not a good worker. So you have to build a system and a process to find whether people are truthful or not. And upstairs in my real estate office, I've got a lady that's been in human resources for 36 years, and her process is she asks these dumb questions, and it's just really easy to confirm whether they're being truthful. Hey, do you smoke? Oh no, I never smoke. Well, I saw you smoke 3 weeks ago. So why'd you lie to me about it? And if they'll lie to you about small little dumb stuff, they'll lie to you about how much money they're pulling in out of your machines. They'll lie about materials. They'll lie about almost anything. You have 30Ks enough to laundromat. I've been saving a long time. Yeah, absolutely. Ingwin, Dang, where are you located? If you're in California or New York City, it will take a lot more work than it will. 30K is still enough. It's just that if you are in one of the ultra competitive markets, it's a lot more work. 30K, it's fine. Just if you're a high competition market. What's the thought process of getting vastly different business roofing? I wanted a business that made enough money that I could go in and partner with somebody that we could hire quality management, quality operations specialists, and pay them a good wage. I talked to Pace Morby about it 2 years ago, and I talked to Cody Sanchez about it. And I asked both Cody Sanchez and Pace Morby, how do you run a business that's as big as you are? And they said, find ultra high quality people, compensate them very well. And if you can do those two things, you can get into businesses that have nothing to do with what you do currently. Because I don't know if Pace Morby talks about it, but he owns a ski resort in either Vail or Aspen. I don't know whether he ever talks about it on social media. And I was like, that was insane, absolutely insane that he ran that kind of business. And I'm like, and he's made the offhand comment. He's like, I'll probably never see it. Like, how do you own a business and never see it? And then he explained how he has these managers that are just truly incredible. So you have a manager handling the day-to-day business of the roofing business, yes. And you'll never see them in the videos, nor will we ever talk about him. He doesn't want to be famous on social media. He's very much aware of my social media presence. Doesn't want to be on a video, and almost you'll probably never see him. Money with zero startup TikTok shop is the best easy way. Probably is. You can make a lot of money on social media. My wife is wanting to get into social media now. I can't believe it. I'm thrilled because she wants to do just mom content for average everyday moms. Hey, here's a Facebook question. Do you put laundry equipment in your rental properties? Yes, and I won't do it anymore. We'll provide the hookups, but I'm not going to provide any more equipment to my tenants. It's just I buy it for them, they trash it continuously, and it's not a good idea. Tartan Builders in Columbus, Ohio made $5 million this year on their third year of serving company. Very cool. I know a guy has done $7 million, and this is his first year. He started in February. So he sold almost 2 million gross product TikTok tops. That's incredible, Elon Musk. Yeah, we need to partner together on that book. It's just we've been very, very. I'm so overloaded with work at this point. In between everything, I just haven't had time to go do the book, and my team also has just been overworked, and we just haven't been able to get any traction on the book being done. Did your brother help with the repair side of laundromat? He tries to, but he's overworked too. He's the Bruce Lee of laundromat machines. Yeah, he's he helps me, but it's not in his best interest to help me. I'm trying to think. I'm lost. Okay. Anyway, yeah, Ben, my twin brother who's in the appliance world, his best times is spent figuring out how do you make things not break down anymore and removing economic obsolescence. Because he's very much a guy that looks at why did everything work so well in the 80s and now it doesn't work anymore. And as he can untangle that, he'll do very well. What's the most misconception you think people have laundromat or business in general? That it's a weird paradox that they either take all the work in the world to run or no work at all. It's a happy medium. I also run into people think, oh, they don't make money. No, there's a lot of businesses that make money. We'll talk about it on a roofing video, but I looked at a trucking company that was doing near $100 million a year. The owners never were at the location. I looked at a paving firm and a gravel hauling firm. I looked at a commercial and industrial electrical. I always want to say electrical engineering, but that's not what they were. They were just commercial and industrial electricians in Florida. That was an awesome business. I looked at a bioremediation company. I can't really say what they do. Figured out what a biomedical remediation company does. They made millions of dollars. I looked at a Greyhound bus firm. I looked at all these different businesses, and they made so much money. Is incredible when we look through them. So Jack says you'd love to learn about working on car wash machines. Go find a company that does car wash servicing and see how you can work for them. You could make $50 to $75 an hour easy by working on car washes. Would I ever look at buying a mobile home park again? Absolutely. I just would do. Jack is correct. That's what they did. Mobile home park, yeah, I would do it. But the thing is, I would prefer to do it as a tiny home community. This real estate development guy I was talking to last night, that's what he wants to do. It's like tiny home communities. I would like to also build a subdivision, how they did it back in the 40s when housing was cheap. We were talking about that a lot. Building a subdivision of houses where everything costs $100,000. Truck companies make sure dispatchers take care of drivers. They did. The dispatchers were phenomenal. It's just the upper management, the CEO level people, they were disasters. And they brought in $100 million a year in revenue for the trucking company. They could only show that they made $2 million a year at the end of the day. How do you get the capital to open your business? Well, you need to get money from somewhere. I typically, like I'm saying anymore, I'd like to see you save up $20,000, and you can do that through working a job or running a micro business like flipping stuff on eBay. Elon Musk is talking about selling stuff on TikTok. Lots of ways to do it. Which social platforms perform best for me? Still, it's YouTube. Would I consider buying a pizza shop? Absolutely. Oh, man, I'd love to own a pizza store. I looked at buying one a few years back. Hey, Vance from Cincinnati. I looked at buying a pizza store 4 years ago. No, it was 5 years ago. Same time I was looking at buying my laundromat. It was doing $350,000 a year in revenue. Half of it was profit. So they made at the end of the day $175,000 off a pizza store. So I'm pretty much just answering questions now. It's absolutely awesome business. Pizza has a very high margin generally, and generally it's very easy to make. So I would like to have a pizza store. I'd also like to have a coffee shop. I'm making that known at this point. I did help a guy start a coffee shop, and from my understanding, it's doing very well at this point. But those are the two I was kind of. We say YouTube helps you scale your business for more purchases. YouTube has helped me build relationships with really cool people. I think that YouTube as a relationship building system is better than any other platform. I have talked to people that are incredible on there. I did talk to a senator though on TikTok. That blew my mind. How do you feel about franchises? They can be well, or you can get scammed buying a franchise. Get a gas station and sell gas station pizza. Oh man, don't joke about that. I want it so bad. Your sister bought a pizza store. It was a terrible investment. Here's a bad lease plus Domino's opening a block away. Yeah, not every business is going to be successful, but there is not a single business that I've run into that doesn't have some risk of failure. Even people buy laundromats and car washes and they go bankrupt. Statistically, it's low, but just because it's low doesn't mean it's impossible. What businesses won't you buy? You sound like buy anything. There's a list. You give me a second. Let me load up my email. And I can tell you the list of businesses that you probably shouldn't buy. Because I talked to a bank, and they were like, "We'll lend on anything." And I said, "You will lend on anything?" And they said, "Yeah, we'll lend on anything. It's just that there's certain businesses we hate." Oh shoot, what was the name of that bank? They had a list of businesses that they'll lend, but you need to have insane levels of money on. Let me see. I know restaurants were their absolute highest risk. Okay. High risk businesses. This is from, I guess I won't say what bank it is. These are the highest risk businesses they do not like to lend on, but will. Golf courses, bars and taverns, agricultural operations, contracting firms, so I guess I'm lost out there, auto dealers, boat dealers, RV dealers, hotels and motels, bed and breakfast, convenience stores, gas station, educational organizations, I don't know what that means, fitness centers, oil and gas leasing, scrap metal dealers, and energy sector general. I don't know what that means. And here is what they love to lend on with the lowest risk. Transportation companies, healthcare companies, meaning medical offices, dentists, veterinarians, specialty practices, and large-scale contracting firms. So they already said they don't like lending to contractors, so it must be small-scale contractors they don't like. Have I ever considered an EV investment or company? I've been in Tesla since 2013 in one way or another. So, hi, Rico Conti on YouTube. If you have no business with 20K right now, business going first with the average range success on probably a laundromat. So you can do well in laundromats and car wash. Golf course is one of the businesses on the biggest downhill trend right now. I agree. But this is what the bank sent me, and this list was valid from the vice president of lending at this bank here in Ohio. Big Ohio lender in, it was last year, 23. Dang. Yeah. I think, Jack, in 5 years you're going to see a bunch of bankruptcies in that industry. That'll get me demonetized if I talk about what businesses. Gary V's garage sales, invest yourself. I have flipped so much stuff from garage sales. It's incredible. So, all car washes here are probably 5 million builds, all using the subscription model, yes, because they print money. But some of those places, some of those gigantic subscription-based car washes are going under because they can't manage. Why golf course? They're high risk. They involve buying lots of real estate, lots of improvement on the real estate, and then they aren't getting people to stick around. In my county, at one point, they had 7 golf courses for a county of 62,000 people. They way overbuilt. We need maybe 1. Would I ever consider a gas station? Absolutely. I got a guy in Georgia that owns like 20 or 30 of them. Yeah, metal scrapping business is something not to own. I imagine it's probably the legality of people bringing in stolen merchandise. I would say it's probably very possible for that. So I've got 9 minutes left, guys. I've got to end this at 11:30 to get that YouTube video done. Once again, would love to get you helped on coaching. I'm getting text messages all the time. Would love to help you get coached on getting your business. I can help you 2 ways. One's going to be group coaching. We got a link in my bio on TikTok and a pinned comment on YouTube. It's $75 a month, and you get to talk to me and my team, and you get access to my boot camps. It's the best price that we offer or will ever offer. It's going to go up to probably $150, $160 if you don't sign up today. I don't know when the deal terminates today, but if you really want my help getting a laundromat or car wash or a business, go do that link now. Sign up for group coaching. You'll get access to my private side of my Discord. We've got a free public side where we talk about stocks and investing in business in general. But on my private coaching, it's very specific. Laundromats, car washes, and mostly SBA government-funded businesses. We also do vending machines and things like that on there, but it's mostly focused laundromats, car washes, and the high-dollar businesses. Beyond that, I can do personalized coaching. If you've got, I would say, like 50 grand, let's say $50,000 to spend or more, I can offer you one-on-one coaching and training. We see with that an even higher chance of success. But the thing is there, I'm going to ask for at least $5,000 to do that. And I don't want somebody coming to me with $10,000 in the bank or 20 grand in the bank or 30 grand in the bank and me to say it's $5,000 for like all these one-on-one calls till you get your business, and you to not follow through with it. Because I've had people that have paid for hours and hours and hours and hours and hours of coaching time, and then they don't want to do the work. It's incredible. I hate that I use money to filter people out, but I do. It is what it is. You hope you still get time to play the 8-string. I was playing there the other day. I forgot how nice that Ibanez 8-string plays. That's my the one over there, the white one you can see in full frame. That's my ESP M1000. That's my favorite guitar right now. And then I've got my Ibanez 8-string and then my Strat directly behind my big bald head. Do my laundromats have attendance 24/7? No, we just we're unstaffed overnight, but we're streaming the videos now. $50K for a date with you? No, my wife would say no. So how often do we do the live? I don't know. I should be doing this live every single week. I'm about ready to get Starlink for my car, and we go live on locations. Car wash, explain your area. Yeah, that's because private equity has billions to spend. So. Would you ever go in on an investment with your subscribers brought you do? Absolutely, I would. We've talked about that. That's honestly where I want to go. One of the things that I would like to do in 2025 is find a subscriber that works at a company that they want to own. Aging owner, go in. I will buy the company, and then you run it, and you can buy the company back from me. You can work for equity. Get the mini Starlink. That's what I'm looking at. And see, the thing is, I've got broadcast quality cameras, like TV quality, that I could do this video on live. The camera I'm using here on YouTube is a 4K camera, but we just don't use it for 4K because there's no point. But I can broadcast live in 4K. I have to have Starlink for that. And I'd love to do that because then that way, as I'm at the laundromat and car wash and working, you guys can ask your questions. Syndicating businesses like this, yeah, absolutely. It's just that I haven't gotten to the point that I'm willing to do that. Armed security company. I did a consult on an armed security company in Central Texas. They printed money. Holy goodness. And the thing I loved about the private security business is they only hired veterans. And all of the veterans they got, they were all like special operators, Green Beret, SEALs, all of the high-level guys doing security detail. And that company, they wanted $5 million for, and it was making $2 million a year. Great return. But there was no way for me to participate in that business directly. I wanted to, but I couldn't be involved because they would only allow in their management side someone that was military plus business. And the hardest problem that they had was they couldn't find somebody that had a high level of business experience and was a veteran. They either were a veteran or they had business experience, but not both. Yeah. You're a ship captain by trade and you do TikToks while offshore. That's awesome. Yeah. I'm waiting for my roofing checks to come. So do you do your research on all operations? Roman's proven that. He has, especially, but I do know that fluorescent bulbs carry mercury in them, and you shouldn't throw them in a dumpster live on video. Coin pushers, go watch my YouTube video today. You'll find out. Pressure washing. I love pressure washing businesses. They can make great money. What do you think about solar panels roof business anyway. We're going to get into solar roof installation with my roofing company because that's a huge tax write-off. Squatter removal service, they're becoming huge in California. You sure you started out years ago? Cheers. Yeah, well, I appreciate you, Sunday Foggy Notions, for being here so long. Like we've likely, well, now I need to consider doing more lives. I want to do lives on site. I hate being here at the camera. It's nice having my guitars and all that different stuff. One of these days I need to post a guitar video. I started doing music, writing riffs with my guitars and stuff, and then having AI fill in as the band, which I just absolutely love that. Because at some point I'll just write all my music for YouTube and background stuff. What's the best investment you recommend? 18 years old. I would do stocks, specifically VOO, because it's going to be the most stable stock out there. And there's other ones like VOO that are S&P 500 tracking stocks. I'd find a job or some way to make as much money as I could, put it back in stock as I start to look at starting a business. If you don't start a business, you're going to still end up a multi-millionaire when you're older. Best case scenario, you get into a business and you end up with, 10 million plus. Is that an old record player for 78? Yes, it is. That is a Victorola from 1919. It is crazy. Christmas lights businesses do well. Yes, they do. In the spring, summer, fall, I love gutter cleaning. In the winter, Christmas light installation. You can make $250 an hour doing it. And realistically, all you need is a ladder. Laundromat, the first business you went full social media. No, so I've been doing social media more or less since 2009. My social media world started off in doing a blog about foreclosures. Back in the day, during the mortgage crisis, I had a blog that had the phone number for every single manager that dealt with foreclosures at every bank in the United States. And I got very popular over that in 2009. After a while, I got into selling ebooks and essentially business books and app marketing, video game marketing from 2009 to 12. Built websites on that, sold the websites off, got in. I've been in real estate in real estate one way or another since 2006. 2013, I started my investment company, and when I started the investment company, I did another blog called Investment Joy. You can go on the Wayback Archive and look at the old blog, and it's like I did a story about every single house I bought starting in 2013. 2017, I wanted to get into videos because I felt like videos are easier to connect with. They went nowhere for 2 years, and then I decided I'm going to really hunker down on videos. On YouTube specifically, and started that April 2019. Then I went viral October 2019 and had a video getting 600,000 views within one day. Made almost $3,000 in one day off of that one video. That video now, that one video made me $29,000. How old am I? I'm 39 years old and I've got 5 kids. So. Yeah, get the weekly coaching and the laundromat vending and car wash boot camp. Oh, we're throwing in for the $75. We're throwing in the vending machine boot camp. So, yeah, we've had way too many people spend $25 with me and get a laundromat or car wash. I wish I could get a commission or an equity split with them. I probably should do that if I was smarter than I am. You've been watching for 6 years, yeah. So there's the pre-famous days, which are prior to October 2019, and then there's the post-famous days. And, I had 3,000 or 4,000 subscribers before I got, before my first video went viral. I used to advertise and post on Reddit all the time with my stuff. I had lots of subscribers, but just the videos were never doing well. So any other quick questions? Because I'm going to get off here in a couple minutes and work on finishing up this YouTube video that should be posting at noon. So it's going to be about my dealings at the Roman sort of shows up in the video. Origin video for what you said. I need to do an origin story video on the roofing company, and I guess for me. Is it better to buy or rent commercials a lot for a laundromat? It's probably, in most areas, you're going to have to rent. You're probably not going to be able to buy one outright, like do an outright buy, just because the real estate is so expensive in some areas. When do you think all this money is enough? I had a 2-hour conversation with one of the largest YouTubers last night. And for me, the enough money, I had enough money back in 2015, let's say, almost 10 years ago. I want to make enough money to just wildly change the world. And it's like, and I was talking to this person, one of the largest YouTubers out there, and I said, do you realize that it's possible to build a house, an actual livable, decent sized house for $50,000? And the question is, why has no one built a $50,000 house? And realistically, there's some engineering hurdles, not a lot of engineering hurdles, and there's a lot of legal hurdles to build a cheap house. Most cheap houses are illegal to build in the United States. And I'm not saying about I want to build an unsafe house or I want to build a house that isn't decent. It's just like here in the state of Ohio, it is illegal to build a house that's 800 square feet or less in most municipalities because they don't make enough money in taxes for the government. It's illegal to build a cheap house because they don't make enough taxes. They don't pay enough taxes. And that is the case in Columbus, Ohio. It's the case in Cincinnati, Ohio. It's the case in Cleveland, Ohio, Akron, Canton, Toledo, Springfield, Lancaster, Ohio, Dayton, Ohio. Every large city in the state of Ohio, it is illegal. It's almost the case nationwide. You cannot build houses that are cheap because they don't pay enough money in taxes. So me, it's like I want to build up enough social media to where I'll go build a house illegally. I can throw the money at it, buy the lot, build the $50,000 house, and I don't care whether it makes a penny or not. But I'm not at a point where I can pay for the lawyers, buy the lot, build the $50,000 house just out of the goodness of my heart. Because I'm going to get sued over it. Guarantee you, I'll get sued because I built a house that's illegal. And then I want to do a video series about how nice the house is, how beautiful it is. And, of course, the government's going to bulldoze it because it doesn't make enough tax money for them. That's like the stuff that I want to do. And I'm not at a point where I have enough money to just go throw cash at that problem, housing affordability, and all this other stuff that we've got going on. And I want enough money to do that. Not there yet, but I hope to be at some point. Is it not worth it? Can you do for 2-year-old, you watch your video, decide place of fame, share popular area, money it makes? I simply don't understand what you're saying, Becky. I don't. You're asking me to explain how much money your vending machine makes or takes. Yeah. Partner with Mr. Beast to do that. You wait for the attorneys. I've already sent a message to Mr. Beast and nothing. I am talking to one of the other largest YouTubers out there. He's not Mr. Beast, but he's up there. And I had a 2-hour conversation with him last night about this exact same thing, and he said he's in. I don't know whether it'll happen or not. I've had a lot of people talk to me. Where's the links for the Black Friday deal? It's a pinned comment on YouTube if you're watching. It'll be pinned comment on Facebook or a link in my bio on TikTok. And if you want to get direct group coaching with me, that's the way to do it. Because like on our group coaching, we can actually go over people's tax returns and do business audits. And you cannot do those publicly live. Oh my gosh, I would. I make the statement about governments. Oh, I get in more trouble going over tax returns. So, hi, you got a company and you're learning. You go to the same website, see if you need service for your business. No, I get pitched, and this. I'm not trying to be mean here. I have 20 people a day send me their business saying, "Hey, I own a company. You should buy it off me, Brandon. You should buy my product off of me." And I'm so burnt out on that. Those conversations, I can't do anymore. Is the laundromat car wash something you do while maintaining a full-time job? Yes, but I can tell you for the first 3 to 6 months, you are going to work your butt off and life's going to be miserable. After the 3 to 6 months, it's fine. My business partner on my car washes and self-storage facility, he's a nuclear engineer. He's an engineer at a nuclear facility. So he has a full-time job. I know it's 11:55. I'm going to get in trouble in this video. Hey, Matt and Dean on the Investment Joy team, have you got my thumbnail done yet? Because that's all that's left for the video. What are my thoughts about OnlyFans models getting $43 million while you work your butt off? Well, I can't imagine that you would make $43 million off OnlyFans, or I would. We wouldn't do that, probably. Well, I know based on my body size, I wouldn't. The thing is, people love paying for entertainment. Mr. Beast is bringing $500 million a year on social media. People pay for entertainment. There's insane money in entertainment. So you could go into the entertainment world and try to make money. My best year on YouTube, I made $750,000 back in 22 or 23? One of those 2 years, I made about $750K off social media, mostly from YouTube. because people like entertainment. People like that. But it is a situation where people pay for entertainment, and if you want to go where the money is. Check my text. It looks kind of fakey, Matt. I was looking for something that looked less fake and more real. I see it. I thought I typed back that I didn't like it. I'm sorry. So if you can do something where entertainment is, one of those things you do solar, do I have a need for solar? Yes. For a commercial union affiliated solar firm. Oh, did I get kicked off of TikTok? Oh, that's weird. It kicked me off TikTok for a second. It's probably because I was talking about OnlyFans money. Is it a good idea to convert laundromat into 100% cashless payments? No, it's not. Unless your people are high income earners. A lot of people that use coin operated laundromats are low to middle income, and they would prefer to use cash. So you want to upset and lose all of your low income people. If you're okay with that, that's fine. So that's my need for solar. Commercial, union affiliated, greater Chicago area. Yeah, I mean, to me, it just looks a little fakey. Matt, no offense. One thing that looks like real, like I do have slot machines in my laundromat. Have I thought about convenience stores? Yeah, I'd like one. I'd like a drive-through tunnel that has convenience stores. Yeah. So any quick questions? investenjoytraining.com/Black Friday. Best price you'll ever get. If you want to talk to me in a group coaching environment, we go over tax returns, water reports. We do business breakdowns every single week, practically. So, quick questions, guys, on TikTok or YouTube. I mean, I'll answer any question I get on Facebook. It's just we don't have a lot of people watching on Facebook for one reason or another. Is an arcade a good business to start? You got to be very careful with an arcade. There's a lot of arcades I run into that don't make any money. If it's a good location, lots of people, and they want to play an arcade game, yeah, absolutely. I like the idea of adult arcades with game machines, like claw machines, coin pushers, those kinds of things. Any plans at 2 million subs on YouTube? When I get 2 million subs, I will probably be at the big next phase of business. I would like to have the Starlink with the 4K camera going around. I have to realize I get really good engagement with people, and I get really good conversations with people when I go live, as opposed to the 59-second TikTok or whatever. We're also blowing up on Instagram right now, which is pretty cool. But lives do terrible on Instagram. Based on today, they do terrible on Facebook too. But that's okay. That's what it is. All right, I'm going to hop off of here, and I'm going to go jump on getting this YouTube video done. Do you think your laundromat would last the next 20 years? My laundromat's been there since 1950, so I would hope that I am not capable of screwing up something that's been there for 74 years already. Is it possible? Absolutely, but probable. Hopefully not. All right, guys, go check out my YouTube video that'll be posted for better. Regardless of what happens, it's being posted at noon. It's about my run-in with the government of the state of Ohio. I got in big trouble 2 weeks ago, along with Roman. We both got in trouble. And we go to Roman's laundromat in the video. So if you want to go see how some of the behind-the-scenes stuff at Roman's laundromat that I guess he never posts, that'll be on there too. So thank you guys so much for everybody that watched me on TikTok. Thank you so much. If you have a question, do send me a DM on here. I'll do my best to answer it reasonably soon. Do check out the free Discord if you want to talk to my community. We're getting close to 10,000 people in there, which I'm excited about. So go take a look at that. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate you all. You can do it. If I can do it, you can do it, guys. All right. Very cool, guys. Thank you all for watching me. For those of you that watched me on Facebook, even though we had problems with this. Oh, dear. I just shut it. I bought a phone just to stream on Facebook, and it's very sensitive. It doesn't make any sense. All right, so hit the likes. Yeah, thank you guys. Share it with your family, friends. If you need one-on-one coaching, you directly want me to help you. That's how I got in conversation with this famous YouTuber. It was just, hey, I will fly to where you live and help you one-on-one if you needed it. Okay. Well, I've got $50 million to spend on something, Brandon. Oh, you can fly here. Okay. So share with your friends. Send me a DM. I wish YouTube had DMs because I would love to be able to talk to you guys one-on-one. But it doesn't. So send me a DM on Twitter because DMs are fully open on Twitter. DMs are fully open on Facebook and Instagram. So I'm decently active on all this. Or I guess you could be real fun and send me a message on LinkedIn. I hate LinkedIn. That's the worst one. So yeah, keep on treading. I'll have a guitar video at some point. It'll take me 2 minutes to plug the guitar in, get the amp on and whatever. Silver business in your area. CM CRL listing.